Okay, welcome to the 8th and now journeys down the Old Shoreham Road to Enlightenment, the world's most open-minded podcast. With me today, and I can't believe I'm saying this, from Cape Town, South Africa, quite possibly one of the most open-minded and liberated young bands in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, me and Millie, the SoapGirls. How are we today?
Hey, thank you. Well, thank you so much for that epic accolade. Well, thank you. We're good. Stuck in South Africa, but otherwise we're good.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, just want to start off. Revolt Rock is music that provides a space for people to celebrate their uniqueness. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, sorry, could you repeat the question?
Revolt Rock is music that provides a space for people to celebrate their uniqueness. Tell us about that.
Oh, well, basically, so our genre of music, when people have always said to us, oh, what is your genre? Is it grunge? Is it punk? Is it rock? And we've never really fit into just one box. So we just said, well, you know what? It's Revolt Rock. It's either going to revolt you or it's going to rock you. And when people come to our shows, then it's definitely a space where you feel free enough to be yourself. I mean, so many people, even when it comes to genres of music, they feel they have to act and be a certain way. So I think it's really refreshing that you know immediately when you get into our show that you are welcome exactly as you are. You don't have to change. If you want to dress up like a unicorn on stilts, then fucking go for it, man. And there's no reason why people shouldn't feel comfortable enough in their own skin to express themselves. Especially with music, like that is the place where you should just be free when you're just enjoying something in its most like rawest form, live music.
Whereas other musicians sat on their hands and some performed occasionally, the SoapGirls thought, fuck that, built a stage in their garage and have performed for 4 days a week all through the pandemic to this day. First of all, thank you for entertaining us. And what prompted that?
So we have a band from South Africa. So I think it's instilled in us that just do it yourself. Do or die. Yeah, like, don't wait for shit to happen. You got to make it happen. And normally we're on tour for about 8 months of the year. So as soon as we heard, we don't really trust anything a government says. It was actually our manager that like foresaw. She's because initially they said, oh, it's just going to be for like a month or a few weeks or something, 21 days, and she was like, nah, I can see where this is going. So we were like, okay, we're going to build a stage. So right before they shut down the whole country where you couldn't even leave your house, we went and she found like crates and everything she could to build a stage inside our garage. And like it's basically we've actually moved house. So the first house that we were staying at, that was the longest, well, this being here in South Africa is the longest that we've been here for a long time, because obviously we normally on tour. And so we converted the garage into a music room that every single week, every single show is different. And it's quite crazy. When we saw it after we moved, we realized, oh my God, it literally is just a garage. It got transformed. It was insane. But also we had to face a lot of trials and tribulations. Cops getting called on us. Initially, the neighborhood was not happy. But then most of them were really cool, and there was just one neighbor that was still a fucking asshole. And like we tried everything to soundproof, and there was no noise, but they just had it in for us. So so we eventually moved to this new place. And it's kind of the same thing again. No, but at least it's better. It's far out where we're staying. But like 2 weeks ago, the cops came to our door. But this is not to do with the music or the noise. They just said we're not allowed to live stream. They said it's illegal to live stream from your house, which is bullshit. But it's just because they obviously saw a video where we were saying fuck the police and so on and so on, and the government here sucks. So we're very vocal about our view, because I mean we've seen firsthand what it's like here and even everywhere else in the world. It's a big fuck up. so we're very vocal about that, and a lot of people aren't happy. Yeah, you can't give people power, and then just because they're in a uniform, they feel that they now have some sort of, how can I say, like, right to abuse people. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some amazing police officers, and I really respect anyone that
is in this life to help others, but you do get people who abuse their position of power, and it's pretty effed up.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, it's insane.
But the live streams have been what's kept us sane, I would say.
I mean, we've done, I think, 300 and something live stream shows, and I don't know what we would have done. Like, first of all, like, not being able to turn that, we've got nothing else. We would have probably been homeless, well, on the streets. I don't know what the fuck we would have done, but more than just like financially, people supporting us has kept us going, and we're excited to get back on tour. It's enabled us to finish recording the fourth album, or we're almost there, but yeah, so we're just fucking grateful.
I want to talk about that in a minute, but as you can probably tell, I'm a fan. I have no clue about the SoapGirls until I walked past the Backbeat bar in Brighton and saw this poster. There we go. And
I was wondering what the fuck was going on there.
Hey, rock on.
I ripped it off the wall. And I ripped it off the wall on the way out. And immediately when I saw that, the Backbeat bar in Brighton, here in the lovely UK, and I genuinely have this on my fridge. I have no children to draw me pictures, so I have the SoapGirls. I literally have this on my fridge.
We're honored to be on your fridge.
Like, seriously, that is so fucking cool. Thank you.
And
that's again why we love music so much. I mean, fuck, I can't even imagine getting through the pandemic or anything without just that sense of community, sense of knowing that there are people out there also, you know, lonely, maybe in really shit situations, but if at least we can make them happy and give a space for them, like, connection, then it's a really, really good thing. And that's also what drives us.
So when I saw that, I was like, who the fuck is that? So I went back home immediately and did a YouTube search and bought tickets straight away. I was like, I've got to see this band. They look fucking awesome.
Thank you.
So, you know, you've toured the UK a couple of times. Obviously, you like it here.
We fucking love it, man.
Don't lie, we fucking hate it.
No, we really do. I think that's been one of the shittest things, is that there's so many like amazing people, so many amazing places, and we absolutely love being on tour.
And then we obviously couldn't go and
be there, but again, just the power of social media and still having the connection through the live streams, it's actually been insane, and so much of a blessing to us.
And also we miss Tesco's.
Oh God, for fuck's sakes.
So you have like,
dude,
supermarkets?
Yeah, but not like
shit,
that.
Man.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
I'm not the giant Tesco lover though. That's, dude.
Because you can find some really cool things in there.
God.
Especially your Halloween stuff.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good with that, yeah.
Yeah, Halloween's not big in South Africa at all. It's like,
really?
You'd be a devil worshiper in a way. Yeah,
no, yeah,
fuck.
It's not.
Halloween's not big
like
at
if
all.
People see you carving a pumpkin, or you put a pumpkin and it's like, oh, you are wasting food.
No, people will just be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's strange.
It's very weird.
So you don't have like pumpkins? Where can you get a pumpkin from?
No, you buy them to eat, but they would. But if people saw you carving one and
to like put out on display, they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
It's such a dangerous country that if you went trick or treating, you just
you'd get shot or like
some shit. It's just not good, man. I know some people do it, but it's very rare.
Trick or treat. How about the trick?
No. Nah.
Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you first. The most urgent and pressing thing that we need to address is how are the baby kittens?
They're good.
They're so good. They're so fucking cute. So they're about a week old today.
Yeah.
And they're fucking adorable. So again, in the lockdown, we rescued a cat in June. And
we thought that she was spayed.
Because the vet told us that he thought she was.
And it turns out she wasn't. So, and we were like, wow, this cat's really gotten fat.
And we were getting worried. We were like, if this cat doesn't have kittens, we're like, big problem.
And she's like obese.
Yeah.
But then she had kittens. Yeah. We're like, okay.
All little ones is so cute.
But you're not going too near them, are they? Because I know cats are pretty brutal. If you go near like the little babies and get that kind of huge stink on them,
she's fine.
They kick them out, and they're really brutal, cats.
I think some cats eat their own young. Like,
I think it depends on the cats, maybe, but she really trusts us. I think because we rescued her. So
even from day 2, she just left them, like, if she wanted to go drink water, and
then she comes straight back. I mean, I was there when she gave birth. Like, I was right there, and I was helping her. So maybe she knows, like, we're not gonna hurt her or kittens.
But the only thing is, she does hate the dogs now.
That she goes for the dogs.
It's kind of sad. It's like the most hillbilly shit in the house. Like, everything will be chilled out.
And it's like,
and then like this massive like, and like going mad at the dog, jumping on his back, riding him like a fucking ghost rider.
Even Sam, she was on the phone to someone the other day, and then like I just started like screaming because I thought that the cat and the dog were gonna kill each other, and then it was fine, but then the person was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? Like Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We won't talk about him. He's person non grata around here. Tell me about. He's an awful person. Tell me about lockdown in South Africa. A previous guest told us about an early and hard process there. How is it now?
Okay, well, so started last year in March, and since then it's been strict. They've lowered the level,
so there was like level 4, level 3, level 2, level 1,
but now that the only reason I believe, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I just think it's a coincidence that there's going to be elections,
and then there's a big cycle race on Sunday, so they've lowered down the level suddenly.
But it's all about like money and,
of course,
government power.
But initially, when they first did the lockdown, then they said no alcohol is to be sold.
You couldn't buy clothes. You couldn't go into a shop to buy anything. There was a list of things, so it was all. But to me, it was just ridiculous. I mean, you're in a shop regardless.
So people were making like illegal alcohol and dying.
Yeah, and
making like moonshine.
I read about you. You did some moonshine.
Yeah, it didn't turn out well.
Yeah, Sam, like,
I don't know what she made. That was not moonshine.
Yeah, and I'm off alcohol. I've got the worst hangover I've ever had today. I actually feel a bit better, but it's I didn't ever want to drink alcohol again.
And then a day later.
Oh, shut up. No. No, I always say that. But
the lockdown here, I would say it's
ridiculous.
I don't know. In a lot of ways, people are like, they don't really care, whatever, and you have to wear your mask when you go in and that.
You get sprayed down and sanitized and shit.
But I think now people are kind of over it.
I think people were over it a long time ago. I just remember how ridiculous it was. There was a time for a few months where if you wanted to go and visit a friend, you have to meet in a parking lot. And I, like, for instance, myself, I rolled under the car and then popped up by their door and got in their car. You'd find because of ways of like
frozen. You had to find like
weird ways of like
getting around. Yeah, because they had like curfews and
it was nuts. Even cigarettes were banned, and then it just bred this huge increase in illegal cigarettes, which one of the politicians' sons owns this big
cigarette brand or whatever. So the black market thrived when it was banned.
It was just weird, man.
Yeah. But even it's crazy that South Africa is on the UK's banned list, like red list, traveling, and we're not allowed to go in there when our numbers aren't even a quarter of your guys' numbers.
But I think we're going off the red list maybe this week or something, or in the next few days.
Well, that's what they say. Yeah. It keeps changing.
So you never know, but still.
They just dropped our amber list. So yeah, I think that's going to be changing really, really soon.
Is everything like back to normal in the UK?
Sorry?
Is everything back to normal in the UK?
To a certain extent. We still have to test when we go to Europe or go abroad. But that was just kind of dropped as well at the same time that I kind of moved I was supposed to be in Germany right now and interviewing neo-Nazis, long story. So yeah, I have to. So the day
I love how
before.
interesting your stuff is. You just say, "Oh, just interviewing neo-Nazis." I think it's interesting though. I like, sorry to butt in, but like how you also, you know, people always say they want freedom of expression or freedom of speech, but then they don't allow others to have it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm Jewish. Of course, I would never be for Nazis, but if someone wants to be that, you know what, fuck it, that's your business. As long as you're not doing anything to harm another person, have your fucking beliefs. But the fact when people, I'm not saying that those are good beliefs that people should be sharing, but I think it's important to hear all viewpoints on that, like what makes people think and be the way that they are.
And maybe that way, if they are heard and then they hear other people, then common ground can be met. And then people will wake up maybe.
I don't know. It's just weird.
That is exactly what I wanted to do with this podcast. You've nailed it in like 30 seconds. Brilliant. You know, I might not agree with you. I might not agree with either of you about things, but I want to kind of like hear it. And the main Nazi person in America did send me an email the other night saying that they would only do my podcast for a price. So read into that what you will.
Well, they'd like to make a bit of a dollar. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'll do your Nazi podcast. Yeah, but
how much you giving?
I was like, no, I'm right. Yeah, I'll go and interview someone else.
I don't know. It's a weird one.
I had the wonderful opportunity to come to the beautiful country of South Africa 10 years ago. And I went to Johannesburg and I went to Cape Town, and yeah, I have lots of stories. You know,
what was your favorite part?
Oh, going to Robben Island and seeing kind of like the prison, because yeah, I like really dark shit. So yeah, no, going to Robben Island. I really like that. In Joburg, I went to see kind of Nelson Mandela's house, and I went to see the township in Soweto, and I saw the chaos for myself.
Did you eat any?
Go on.
Did you eat any like South African traditional food?
I'm going to get onto that because I have a question about it.
Okay. Yeah, so jumping the gun, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, jumping the gun. As someone that has been to the townships of Soweto and saw the chaos for myself, how do they manage to administer the vaccine in these situations?
Well, so they'll either use ways of like...
So I think they were rolling out a scheme where they were encouraging people to get vaccinated by giving them like maybe some milk and bread, which is actually really disgusting in my mind. It's like exploiting. It doesn't matter whether it's for something good or not, but someone's situation, people's situation. I mean, they shouldn't be only getting food, supplements
just to do something that the government wants them to do.
It should be a thing always then.
People should always have access to food.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a tricky one because, and
also
I will say in the whole continent of Africa, or on the whole continent, most people, just because of bad experiences with governments, they are less skeptical. They are less
trusting of anything that comes out of the government's mouth that's saying that this is going to better you. Then they're already like, I'm not so sure about that, because everything you've said will better me has not yet. So why should I trust you now?
So it will probably be quite a while unless they start forcing people.
And a lot of people do believe that they say it's a white man's disease, so it's got nothing to do with them, so they don't need the vaccine.
I don't know, it's a weird thing.
While we're on the subject of food, I'll get that to that. One of the best things I ate in South Africa was babouti. Do you have a good recipe?
Oh my god.
The only thing is babouti has mint in it, so but I've never tried making like a vegetarian version because we don't eat meat. But no, I don't.
She could give you other recipes.
I could give you one. Maybe,
yeah, we could try find
one, but yeah,
like a South African one. We'll look at it.
I also love the dry roast.
Okay.
Boerewors and dry roast. There's when I go from here in Brighton, as you know, Brighton, into London. There's a station we go into called Victoria Station, and they have a South African shop, and you can buy dry wash, you can buy biltong, you can buy all the stuff. It's great. I love it. And every time I go
and what
through
about,
there,
wait, please tell me you've tried Milo.
Milo?
And what about Milo, the drink? Milo,
Yeah.
have you ever tried it?
No, what's that?
Oh,
So it's like
it's better than hot chocolate. It's like a malted drink. It's been
malted
around
chocolate
for so
drink.
long.
It's I think it's very popular in like Asian countries too,
I'll try to find a picture.
and in India, but it's spelled Milo, and I think also in Australia. Comes in like a green tin. I think in some Tesco's, like in the like international aisles, they sell them in certain ones, but it's a really good drink. You can have it hot or cold.
I've got a picture of
and
it.
rusks.
Oh.
Did you try rusks?
Wait.
Rusks.
The biscuits that you dip in your tea, those big, they're like chunky biscuits.
Like Farley's
This
rusks.
is Milo.
No, but I will definitely look that up.
Yeah, keep an eye out
Rusks like
for it,
Farley's
yeah.
rusks.
No,
My
I think
surname
those
is
are
Farley.
baby teething.
Yeah. So what rusks are you talking about?
No, I think the rusks they look like this.
Oh my god.
Let me show you.
It's called Grandma's Rusks. It's so weird. I'm sorry.
I'm fascinated.
The picture of it.
They're really good. They look like this.
Wait, you'll see them in the South African shop. But it's cool though.
Sorry, it's loading.
It's a pity. If we had known that you'd be here then, and if we had been here, then we would have said, man, we'll show you around.
That was 10 years ago, dude.
Oh, sorry, but still, I don't know.
I don't.
Can you
Oh,
see?
okay. I don't know why I'm writing this down because I'm recording it. But yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, man, why the hell? We really are.
And okay,
yeah.
one last thing: Cook Sisters and Milk Tart.
But I don't know where you'd get that though. That shit's
You
difficult.
probably have the Milk Tart. You could make yourself. It's
No.
really nice.
She tried making it for someone in England once, and the guy threw it in the bin. He was too polite to tell us it was dog shit.
No, we went to his house, and I was like, "Oh, I have to make you the South African thing." So I made it. Even when I was making, I was like, "This doesn't look
It's like
right."
fucking.
It was like
glue,
cement,
bro.
like because it's like a kind of like a cinnamon custard kind of tart, but better.
Ugh.
And then so I made it, and then even when I tasted it, I was like, "Ooh, it's a bit."
But you still made us eat it. You're a bastard.
because I put all that effort into it.
Fuck that. Man.
And then the next time we came back the next day, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just go put this in the bin about something else." And he was like, "No, it's fine, I'll do it." And I was like, "Oh my god, you threw it in the bin, didn't you?" And he was like,
bright red. He was a very polite guy, and he was like,
"I'm sorry."
Okay, moving on. You had a very interesting early journey with the music industry. Can you tell us about that?
Okay, so basically, when
we
we
were kids. When we were about 8 and 9, we started singing and selling soap.
Yeah, could you
handmade
tell us
soap that our mom made
the story
charity, like
behind
public
the
hospitals.
SoapGirls? Sorry, could you tell us the story behind the SoapGirls? Yeah, it's a wonderful story.
Yeah. So thank you. So when we were like 8 or 9, then we would go out to the harbour front and
no, initially, okay, so basically what happened was we've always been all about having a conscience and doing whatever we can to make the world a better place. It's a way that our mom raised us, and we often would watch movies where kids were Girl Scouts or they volunteered, but there wasn't really anything like that here. I mean, they have scouts, but it's more like river rafting and shit like that we didn't
like walking far with a heavy backpack on your back.
Hell no. So we wanted to do good deeds, and initially we saw there was a bad time in Iraq, and I think it was around 2003, and they kept on having like pictures in our newspapers about like the kids and like all the conflict, and we were so sad, and we were like, can we please like raise money and like send it? And our mom was like, that's a really good thing to do, but she said you also need to understand that there's so much need in your own backyard, like right here in South Africa, and then help.
And we saw this article in the local newspaper about this neonatal ward at Groote Schuur Hospital.
It's actually where the first successful heart transplant took place, that hospital.
So we saw that they were asking people for donations or help because they didn't have enough equipment for these premature babies. And we were like, okay, well, can we raise funds for this? And she said, okay, sure. And we said, can we take some of your soaps and maybe like go door to door and see what we can do?
So we started going door to door, but she wasn't happy about it, and she would like follow in the car like to make sure that we weren't getting abducted.
And we were like, you're cramping our style, man.
But it's actually crazy. So we stayed in this little village and we went door to door, like literally everywhere. We were actually insane.
Yeah,
if I think about it now,
how far we walked,
dude, it's in fucking insane. It was like on fucking hills and mountains. We could have been killed. Like, what the fuck? It was mad.
But we were like determined. That's blind
of houses.
Yeah.
And then eventually our mom was like,
it's really not that safe to go door to door. So we're like, okay, well, we'll just go down to the harbor, which is like
because they have markets and things there,
down the fish market and restaurant thing there.
So we started like just jumping up, and well, first we were very shy and we'd approach people like very timidly.
Hey, do you want to buy stuff?
And then
but no one listened.
Ran away from us.
People pretend they
so
didn't
we
hear
would just
you.
jump up, hey!
Yo,
and then we started singing and speaking in sync, and they were just so stunned. They were like, okay.
And they're like, okay, well.
But we made people, our thing was to make people happy to part with their cash for a good cause. We didn't want to just be like, look, yeah, give money, it's going to a charity. Like we wanted to entertain people at the same time.
But doing that taught us a lot, like that you'll meet really nice people in life and you'll meet really horrible people in life.
And it doesn't matter what you're doing, even when you're doing something that's
really
so good, you'll have people who will find every reason to despise you, hate you, and cause you shit.
So fuck them anyway.
And so we grew like more confidence as people as well. And we went 365 days a year, even if there was no one, just for one person, if we could make their day.
We stood in the sun, the rain, and the bloody wind.
Yeah, but it gave us a lot of like interesting people skills. Like we could read people and like just
and do different accents.
And,
like we knew stories from fishermen that we met, or like someone that's just lost someone, or people coming from a different country, and we would like travel through them. We'd ask them, oh, how do you say this in your language? How do you say that?
So we started learning different languages and everything, and then we raised a lot of money over the years. I mean, people told us, oh, you're 2 kids, you'll never
give up now.
And then our names were on the donors board of the hospitals. It's quite crazy if I think about it. So you have these big corporate companies giving money,
and then these 2 little girls'
2
names.
kids. Like, what the fuck? But I'm really proud.
But
and
while
happy.
we were doing our like street performance thing, a guy approached us and he said,
after a few years,
he was like, hey, I have a studio, would you ever want to come and do some songs? Maybe would you ever consider singing? And then we were like, okay,
fuck yeah.
First we were like, no, but then we were like, no, actually we would. So we went in and we did some terrible songs, and then it got better and better. And then one song landed up on a Japanese compilation.
No, before that we went traveling, and we were in Johannesburg, different studios, a lot of very weird people. When you're a kid, like when I'm saying kid, like 12, 13, 14, 15 in the music industry, people are really dodgy, and we were very lucky to have a mom as like someone always around us, because there were some things and you look back and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ,
creepy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, and like it was just no. So every time some dodgy shit, we would just leave, and we eventually got the sound sort of where we wanted to go, but we thought that the only way to get out was to be signed to a record label.
I mean, that's like the dream, right?
Yeah. And we just thought we have to get signed.
So this song that we did was on a Japanese compilation disc, and an A&R guy from Universal Music heard it, and he contacted us, and he was like, well, I'm interested in meeting with you and maybe like hearing some of your stuff. And then we were like, okay. And
so we met him at the airport because we knew he was coming down to Cape Town.
So we waited for this guy to arrive. We thought we knew what he looked like or whatever.
And then we sang, we jumped out singing at a few random people. Actually,
first, and we were like, oh, it's the wrong one.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, no, that's him. And then we waited, and then we like jumped up and started singing, and he was like, no, it's fine. It's fine,
okay. And we got signed, but we learned quite quickly that, you know what, again, don't think that other people are going to make your dreams happen for you. It doesn't work like that, and it's actually really difficult to be in
that was like one of the
contracts
shittiest
where you can't do your own thing. You're so stifled creatively with everything we did. You don't really have a say in who you are as an artist, and it was a very difficult 4 years, and eventually we got out of that contract, not on the best terms. Like in
South Africa, we pretty much blacklisted, so we don't really you can't really play in
I think
any
the term's
places
blackballed or something. Like, so basically,
Ew.
no, dude, fuck off. No, like we'd gone from just playing on TV shows and like in like big places and stuff to suddenly like you're getting insulted in the Heat magazine, People magazine, all this shit.
And it's just shit because like we were really young at the time too, so it was just
Heavy.
uncalled for and fucked up.
Like we lived in such a little bubble, like just being the soap girl, and then to be exposed to like
all this shit. We were like, where the fuck is this coming from?
And yeah,
it
was heavy. And then we also just carried on like for years, just writing and doing our music. We had to do all kinds of different things to like just survive and like
pay money to go and record and
that's so we waitressed and like we did create there was one time I was even going to sell my own blood because we couldn't fucking afford anything. We were also illegal immigrants at the time,
so we couldn't get like a job or whatever,
a normal job or
and
anything.
also like we didn't finish school because we were illegal.
Like we are legalized now. I mean, it's quite ridiculous. We were born in France, spent our formative years in France, and we came here as kids, but no matter what, there was always so much fucking red tape. It's a whole long backstory to it, but we struggled so much
like
because
South Africa is a very corrupt country, and eventually
we did get it right, and then we got ourselves to America, and again we had a really cool opportunity. We were recording in New York and everything, and we got offered a huge record deal, but
when we heard the songs played back, it was basically the same shit that we left.
Yeah, we went playing on guitars and stuff, and then they turned it into electronic dance music, and it's great. I mean, some of the shit that we recorded back then,
I mean, it would get on the radio and do well, but it wasn't our vision. It wasn't what we wanted.
So again, then we were like, we just left.
If there's no artistic integrity, then what's the point?
People told us, because again, we're like struggling a lot, like financially. They told us we were stupid to like
throw such a big deal away, but we were like, but
it's just gonna be another fucked up situation where we can't even release music. We have to wait until people do it, and whether we like what they're doing with our image or not, we have to just take it. So we just went back to South Africa, just continued to write and upload videos onto YouTube, and then this guy saw one of our videos and he was like, I really love what you do. It's probably like another dickhead
bullshit
again
story, because people are always like, oh, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna do this
make
for you
so big.
and then it never happens.
So we were like, yeah, okay, bud, whatever.
But it turns out that this was true, so we
he gave us the opportunity to go, but we
obviously needed an album to tour with, because you don't tour with nothing, because then you don't make money, you can't sell anything.
So in I think one day we recorded 16 tracks.
That's the first album called
so
Together,
rough.
like independently.
Jeez.
And it's very rough.
The drummer, like we just got the session drummer, we were like, dude,
literally,
these are the
like,
songs
on the day. Just do this and there we go.
So insane.
And then we came over to the UK and it was really cool.
From that first tour, like we never looked back. Like obviously always struggles and different things happening, but we started having an epic soapsud family and community of people, and it keeps growing. And again, that's why we're able to do what we do. And
even like our merchandise, it's so crazy. Sometimes I'll look and I'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe like
we can do this.
We have our own merchandise, but like proper merchandise, because I remember when we first went to the UK and we just had that album and we were like, okay, well, we need to like sell t-shirts or something to make money to survive and pay for petrol on the road. And we went to some little like printing shop where you print mugs of your husband or wife on the mug, because that's all we knew. And we're like, okay, well, maybe we can print like 5 t-shirts.
It was terrible.
And it was so expensive and
so terrible.
Nobody wanted them.
I think someone bought one out of pity, but it's bad.
But now we can, we're proud of.
Fucking proud, man. It's all DIY. There's no, like, look, even if someone's ever given us an opportunity, we've had to work it ourselves. No one's going to make it happen for you. We just do it.
That 2011 album and the other 2 lost albums, do you ever revisit those songs?
No, never. No. People have like at shows, some fans they've like
don't get me wrong,
they've come and then they've like bought the album or they've played it,
or they beg for it, and you're like, oh no. Like, don't get me wrong, look, there's nothing wrong with pop music, but I think it's just
one thing that is shitty though, like people will
if someone's a hater and they're determined to hate you, they'll go back to your old shit
and be like, oh, this isn't punk, this isn't rock, what
it's
is
like,
this
bitch,
shit?
no one said it was.
Yeah.
Fuck me, George. You want people to bring up your old school photos, bitch. You like, seriously, you obviously changed. Shut the fuck up. But people are really funny like that. They'll look at someone's past, but the thing
and
is,
they think they're using it as a big stone, but meanwhile, you standing on that fucking
we were
stone.
kids, and I am proud of it. I'm proud of the album, whatever, because that was the best we could do at that time. That was our like only opportunity, and you know what, that was it. Obviously,
yeah, if you like super poppy cheesy music, there we go.
But again, there is nothing wrong with pop. I love very weird taste in music. I'll listen to Lamb of God, and I could listen to Aqua. I'm a Barbie girl next minute, and it's all good.
What are some of your songwriting influences?
What are some of your
Ooh, we have very eclectic taste here. I mean, the only middle ground really is grunge. So, for instance, we both like the Smashing Pumpkins, both love Hole, Nirvana,
but I'd say
Alice in Chains.
Mostly like life in general, yeah.
Yeah, generally
and like experiences and things that we've seen, because I don't know, some people, some artists, they'll listen to copy, I don't know, that person's experience, but you can't, because that's their experience.
It's unique to them. But in general, though, the music I do gravitate towards would probably be always like Napalm Death, or would be Lamb of God, and always Alice in Chains, my favorite band of all time.
I like Crowded House, Marcy Playground, Local Age.
It just
the Butthole Surfers,
even like Travis. There's a whole mix of music that we like.
What's your process? Do you both write individually initially?
No.
What songs are you most proud of?
Oh, that's a tricky one. There's no like one set formula to what we do, but generally,
usually it starts with the guitar first,
yeah,
or sometimes bass, and then music always first, and then so melody always comes, and then the lyrics. Yeah.
Like we've tried it before, where you have like something that you wrote or whatever you get off your chest, and then it's just so weird to try to put music to it. I don't know, it's weird for me. I prefer when it just feels organic, like I hear the words in the actual music.
Yeah, only once has like a song, and it's off this new album, like the melodies just come into our head. Yeah that was there, like you hear something, you're like, hey, that's cool.
And then the song that we're most proud of, shit, that's a very tricky one. It's gonna change all the time. I mean, right now, because it's so fresh for us, I'm really proud of one of our newer songs called Kill Breed.
I like that one too. Yeah
It's probably the heaviest one that we've written so far, but it's not just for that. I don't know, I like it. It's different.
Tell us about that.
Cool.
Tell us about that new album that you're. Sorry. Tell us about that new album that you're recording. You posted footage of you recording yesterday, and it sounds fucking great.
Well, thank you.
Well, so
okay,
this is going to be the 4th album.
Yeah, it's called In My Skin, and again, we're kind of freaking out because we keep writing more songs, and then it's like, fuck,
which ones do we put on there?
Because we've already done a double album, and unfortunately it was the last tour, and we didn't get to tour all of the songs as much as what we would have liked to.
That's also why we didn't want to just release something
like
during
we could have
lockdown.
Released the 4th album,
but if you can't tour with it, then what's the point?
And then next year people would be like, oh, where's your 5th now? And it's like, oh,
well, we haven't even fucking toured with this one.
It's expensive to record and everything. So we were very happy. Each song, it's different. Again, always written from experience, from what's happening around the world. So I'm sure people will be able to resonate with it.
And also we're really proud because it's
each not album, easy. Yeah.
Each album is like an evolution of us as people, and also musicians and songwriters.
And it's not easy. So we are constantly overcoming hurdles to do it, but that's what makes it so much like more beautiful to us.
I have a question about that. How do you think your songwriting is evolving at this point? Because I think it's not only gotten better, but matured massively.
Oh, well, thank you. I think we maybe before, like if I listen to the first album, we wrote more about like social ills. We wrote like from like personal feelings as well, but I think that like we're less closed off to expressing, like, I don't know, sometimes you feel like to be that vulnerable maybe isn't,
you look like a pussy or something,
isn't that nice. So like this one we kind of, yeah, there were no like,
but even I was laughing,
walls up, it's just blatant.
Even
like,
what you said,
something,
someone wrote something, a comment yesterday, people are really sweet, but this one person wrote on it was a new song called Medicated Bubble Bath, and they said, oh, can't you, when are you gonna punk it up again or whatever, this is so pop. And I wanted to say to the person, I just said, thanks so much, but I wanted to say to this,
that's the one that you played on Facebook. That was
on the stream. Yeah. But I wanted to say to him, if you actually listen to the lyrics of that song, it's the most fucking punk song that you've ever heard in your life. It's basically a massive fuck you to the system. Like the whole lyric in that song and the narrative of that song is like
waking the fuck up, but people like they don't see it.
It's like, bro, you wouldn't know what punk is if it shat on your face.
That's one thing I hate about labeling genres of music. It's kind of annoying
because then people start getting elitist.
It's ridiculous.
And then they start trying to dissect, oh, but you know, this tartan is not punk enough and your mohawk is not at this degree. So yeah, I don't know, it's stupid. That's why we don't like saying,
wonderful British accent
this,
there.
You like it or you don't. Thank you, darling.
You're an absolute marvel.
Okay, it seems like the music industry these days are all about collaborations. Do you have a bucket list of artists that you want to work with?
That's a very interesting question. Yeah, actually,
like yeah, that would be fucking cool. I wish to work with Lindsey Buckingham one day.
I think for us to, I don't know, I would dig a joint tour with Blink 182, even the Offspring, just because they seem like very down to earth, but like again, like
didn't the Offspring kick the drum off because he didn't have the COVID thing?
Okay, fuck that one. Okay, Blink 182, like they'll just seem like, I don't know, they'll sing about things and their music's cool, but again, it's very melodic and they don't give a shit to like, I don't know, be elitist, like, oh, I'm gonna act this way because I'm doing this genre. So I don't know, it's tricky.
And maybe even Nina Hagen from Germany.
She's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, maybe Starcrawler. Fucking dig the music, and I dig how different they are. So I would love a tour. Like if we could tour with them, it would be insane.
Moving on slightly, what were your experiences at school with racism? I mean, did whites get hassled from blacks? What was your experience? And are we ever going to solve this problem?
So at school, it happened in different. Each one had a different experience at school. So maybe you could tell me.
Okay. To be dead honest with you, like I get along well pretty much with most people, and especially as a kid, I wasn't I've never been a polarizing person. However, I will stand my ground. I never had any like racist incidents. I didn't see it or whatever. I mean, when we like every grade that I've been, it's always been integrated. It's not been a thing like black or white or whatever else race someone is. It doesn't matter at all. I've never seen the world so divided as what it is right now, and that's gender against gender. It's weird.
I do remember, so like kids at school were quite like, especially when we sold soap, they were fucking horrible. But my friends usually that I hung out with, like especially in like primary school.
Sorry, it's not a fart, it's a floorboard. Yeah.
Especially in primary school, I only really hung out with like black kids, and in South Africa, there's a community of people and they call themselves colored, the colored community.
Yeah, it's not like overseas. If you use that word, it's meant differently.
No, but here, like they're not black and they're not white.
But if you dared to call them
black
or white,
they'll break your face. Yeah.
Like Trevor Noah.
Yeah, but the colored kids, they considered me colored. like I'll never forget one incident with like the physical PE and it's physical torture.
Okay.
And the teacher said, okay, so we're gonna have to do, because they wanted to play water polo, so they're like, okay, we're gonna have to split up in groups. And this one girl, she said, teacher, why don't we do black versus white? And then the teacher, you could see her face was like, and then all the kids were like, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like,
no, dude.
I was like, okay, well, where do I go? And they're like, no, you can't, you come with us. So then I don't know.
What? Why were you colored?
I never saw it. I mean, obviously.
Oh, because I was like one of them. Yeah.
I don't know. I personally, I'll never look at someone and allow a physical characteristic to define who they are. That to me is just bullshit. So I didn't see it. I'm sure you get asshole people, but I would like hate to think that it's all one specific color or one specific person. Not every man is a rapist. Not every woman is a saint. And even you can't.
No, but even at school. So my friends were of color or whatever. I didn't ever like notice it or whatever. But I went to a friend of mine's 13th birthday party, and she lived in the fishing community. Like, it's like some of it's a township, some of it's really dodgy. Like there's no white people that go up there because it's dangerous. And I was the only white person at this party, and I remember everything was fine except this one girl that was, I think she was a year older than us, and she came into the party or whatever. And I remember everyone was dancing and I was dancing, and this girl, she was like, oh, what is that whitey doing? And then everyone at the party, they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, get the fuck out to her. So no one saw it as an issue. There was no issue.
Or however, like, just thinking
except
about
that
it now,
one person, but
just thinking about
she
it
had
now,
a chip on her shoulder.
Wait. When we sold soap, because we were street performing, we're doing something. South Africa is a very classist country. It's pretty weird. But for instance,
but there's so many layers to this.
Yeah. But wait. When you are white, and you act in a certain way, like it's weird to people. So we were two young white girls, and we were singing and selling soap. We were bullied so fucking badly,
especially by white people. That's seen as something to be ashamed of.
Like, oh my god.
Oh, God. Or like the kids would be like, I saw you on Friday at the harbor. It's like, bitch, I saw you too.
Like,
and so
we would get bullied because we were white girls doing something that if we had been black, then it would have just been or whatever, it's their culture. But because we were like embarrassing, like, oh my god, like, no, even family members were like, oh my god.
So it's weird. There's different like layers to everything.
If you're white and you do certain jobs here, people will look beneath you. If you saw a white man or white woman,
as like a cashier
or dustbin person,
people would be like, what the fuck?
Like, you know, the guys who do the bin men or whatever, like you have in England, it's not even a thing. It's just people doing it as a job.
But yeah, they're so like, if that's your job, then it's like, ooh, you're beneath them.
Yeah, people are really shit. It's fucked up, man.
You have a wonderful ethos about body positivity, and you bring that into your live shows. Living in a place with numerous famed nude beaches, I could really appreciate that. It's really refreshing. Where did that feeling first come from?
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you.
For each of us, probably different. Like for me, I've always felt, even though I was shy, I've always felt like a sense of, what's it called? I don't know, a comfort in my own skin. Obviously, everyone has their insecurities and that, but I don't think a body, again, a physical trait is something to make someone like feel dehumanized or like shit about themselves about, when the very people who will do that, like the media and society, they will exploit people's insecurities, but then sell it back to you. Nudity is acceptable, like in pornography, but if you just saw people naked,
that's a crime.
It's a crime, and I don't understand it. It's weird. Take your own fucking skin back for yourself. To me, at the end of the day, obviously,
that doesn't mean walking around with your willy going crazy, like, hey, look at me, I'm free.
Or you're like,
no, that's not what we mean.
What we're saying is that if people are on the beach and they just want to tan topless, or
I was gonna say, wow, you really are playing it. No,
they just want to tan topless, or they want to dress how they want. Like even at our shows, like you get all shapes and sizes and around the world, and everyone should be allowed to express themselves as they want. It's sad that even people don't feel comfortable to to just be. They have to feel like some justification for what it is, why they're dressing like that.
Or even and a lot of this happens with guys or whatever. We'll be like, okay, take your top off or whatever for the show. And they'll be like, no, I don't have a six-pack, I'm fat or whatever. And then it's like, dude, just take your fucking top off and you'll see.
You'll be liberated, bro.
And then like, afterwards they're like, thank you so much. Like I
don't give a fuck
anymore. They realize that no one gave a fuck. Like no one's gonna, it's so funny in the moment, like even, you know, if you're a shy person or whatever and you want to dress up differently, or you think when you walk in a room that everyone's going to be like, oh my God, no one gives a fuck. At the end of the day, even if someone does say something, so what?
At the end of the day, no matter what you do, people are going to be judging you. You're either going to be too boring. You're either going to be too wild. It doesn't matter. Stop trying to please everyone. And
please yourself.
Yeah, again, at the same time, be comfortable in your skin. Jesus, it's like, seriously, are you that ashamed of who you are?
Ridiculous. And if you don't like your body, then fix it.
Well, yeah, thank you for that message of freedom and acceptance. When you live your life with an open mind and an open heart, we really need more of that right now, don't we?
Definitely. There's so much hatred and intolerance. And again, I think people look back and say, oh, the 60s and the 70s were wonderful. I'm sure there were a lot of things that were probably better back then, but at the same time, no, make the world the place you want it to be. And right
also,
now.
A lot of people don't realize that it's the very people that are in power that enjoy when we fight amongst each other. They're the one. Let's have them. It's almost like a fun game. It's like, let's see what the peasants are doing. Throw them some. Let's throw some chips to the pigeons.
They didn't choose the right pronoun. Let them fight.
Come on. And then it's like they're standing among people and they're like, oh my God, he said this. And then stand back and be like, oh, let's see what happens now.
Yeah.
But people are so dumb, they don't understand.
They fall for it all the time. I mean, I used to get upset like when people would write ugly stuff, and because I know who I am as a person. But then I was like, you know who you are. Why the fuck do you give a fuck about this shit? The thing is, people must remember, you can use your words for many things. No problem, or you got anything useful to say, just shut up.
Because imagine when you die, like the only thing people have to say about you is, here lies a cunt.
He lived.
That's it.
Just imagine. Shit.
What did you leave on the earth? A big fucking skid mark.
Yeah.
I love that analogy, chips for the pigeons. That's going to be the title of this video. I'm kidding. It's not going to be. Any wild tour stories you want to tell me? I have one favourite about Hastings here, right here, in Sussex. Why did venue staff in Hastings, right here in Sussex, attack you with the bucket of stage blood?
Because the guy was a prick.
Look, I've not had tour. Okay, we just stayed in South Africa. Like I said, we lived in our bubble.
Super naive,
and obviously just rock and music always. And we go on tour, and we are just so astounded by the hospitality and the kindness of people in England. I got a Union Jack flag. I was like, fuck, I love England. I'd get this tattooed on me. I was like, these people are just so amazing. And then so we had these beautiful rose-colored glasses, and we were like, England's the fucking best place in the world. And we were so excited. It was about a 6-hour trip to get to the venue. It was on a Sunday.
And then when we arrived there, people were like, why the fuck are you playing on a Sunday? No one plays on a Sunday.
So we were just like, well, why were we booked?
And then I remember even the drum kit that they had on the thing, because obviously we didn't have our own back line or anything. We just had our guitars. And then the drum kit that they gave us was broken. There was holes in it.
I don't know. Like, look, the whole thing was just a setup. We've spoken about it like a lot, like over the years.
Basically, he came out and said that he booked us to teach us a lesson
because we were sellout sluts calling ourselves punk or some shit.
And
I mean, you can't make this shit up.
Damaging to the feminist movement.
I just, one thing that I can't stand though is, you see, he felt entitled to talk that way about us because of the way that we choose to dress, which is none of his fucking business. See, at the end of the day, women, he also felt that he could say that without getting backlash. I was wondering, how come in the age of Me Too and all this, why did people not go after him? And I thought about it long and hard. People don't mind supporting you when you dress like a conservative woman, like how a woman should be,
or you have hairy armpits,
and you everything like that's like, you know, like a real woman. Yeah, exactly. Like you know, you're not conforming to any of society's beauty standards, whatever the fuck that is anyway. Then, but you'll notice this, say a woman gets murdered. If she was a good looking woman, a fucking bitch.
She's a fucking slag, she is.
She deserved it, the poor man, or whatever.
Like, but look at even people with Oscar Pistorius and Reva Steenkamp.
You had people fucking supporting that murderer. What the fuck, man?
And woman, yeah, saying,
that was a shocking.
Bitch.
That was
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
But again, to bring it back to that guy, so the reason why he fucking felt entitled, and I spoke about it on a live stream maybe 2 weeks ago. Sometimes I wondered to myself, why do people feel, men, that they can, especially in the punk scene in the UK, they love to hate on us. And I was wondering what it is. Like, you get these guys and they will blatantly say ugly shit. They would never say that about another woman, but they feel entitled because they know other women would go, yeah, you fucking right, Benny. They're fucking slags. Look at them, how they're dressing. And they think that they are not going to get called up for it.
Or any backlash for it, because they know that other women will be like, yeah.
And that
slags.
is pure misogyny. That is to me, it's the most shit and sexist attitude. It's not only men, it is also from women.
That's why when people say oh, you feminist, I'll say no.
Feminists attacked us and for something.
Yeah. For something. Now
it's your ideal of how a woman should be. Fuck that shit. It is bullshit. So again, that guy in Hastings, I don't know, like what kind of fucking person actually goes out of their way to hire a band, not even from your own fucking country, a fucking foreign band, okay, like on their first tour of your country.
My favorite is it's a premeditated. He comes out and he says, oh, he's the only reason why our band is anywhere. Sorry, what? And I think every year he holds, apparently someone told us he like commemorates it, and he loves it. Makes a post and laughs about it.
Oh, well, you know.
Well, anyway, we've moved on from it, but I guess, shame. Small minds. Weird man. But it was just also sad because when it did happen, we didn't even name the venue or anything. He named himself and the venue, but there were a lot of messages from other like young bands and girls and stuff, and they said that they'd been assaulted and had bad experiences there when they were younger. And we said, well, why the fuck didn't you like speak out? And they said, well, look what happened to you. Look at all that hate and backlash. Because he got all his friends and people to write ugly shit, and people not even knowing the full story or anything. And 2 years ago, we were going to do a show in Hastings at a really good venue. And they had to pull it because they said there were too many threats of violence against us. Yeah. So we didn't mind. We were like, fuck, let's go. We all took laxative shit in bags and we were ready. Seriously. I'll go fucking Gigi Allen on someone. After that, what happened to us? We were, like I said earlier, we were super sweet and naive. I tell you now, I'll go on a stage or whatever. Someone wants to call shit. I'll take my fucking shoe. I'll fucking boomerang your ass. I'll fucking knock you down. I'm not strong, but I will never feel like a victim again. I hate violence, but like, especially because we felt like, what rights do we have in this fucking foreign country? We wanted to go to the police station there. But people were like, no, because you're from South Africa, it's not going to do anything. So just leave it. And then we were like, no, we can't. And yeah, I was really shit. But still, again, we good. It was an eye-opener. But yeah, again, that's why people really need to stand up and spread love and unity. Imagine she had been permanently blinded. Our gear got wrecked. Did he pay for it? No, he didn't. Fucking DIY band from South Africa. All our gear got wrecked. Bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit.
I was going to say, please come back to Brighton. You could totally book out a larger venue.
Oh, we love Brighton.
No, we fucking love Brighton.
There's one called Chalk. It's a club with great sound. There's a booking agency called 1 Inch Badge that will look after you. I guarantee you. But yeah, you could book that out. You could sell it out, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Do you have any memories?
You.
Do you have any memories of your show here in Brighton? I remember introducing myself to you when you were getting ready.
I just remember like
Literally,
people dressing up and being so like free.
I think we've been to Brighton twice.
Or 3 times.
Was it twice or 3 times?
3 times.
Yeah.
I just remember as soon as you drive in and you can just tell it's going to be a good place. It actually reminds us of a place called Greenpoint in South Africa.
Yeah. I think we met you when, what was the name of that band that was playing?
Penny
music
Blood?
was, them,
yeah.
Yeah, they were really cool.
I don't know, it was just it's different. It doesn't feel like the rest of the UK. It's unique.
I just remember from Brighton, there's a woman and she has a twin sister, and they were both there, and they were from Sweden or from Sweden.
Yeah.
They were like these really tall blonde twins, and we were like, hey,
so
yeah.
Cool.
No,
I just remember even.
I literally went to the toilet and I stopped. I was like, wait a minute, that's the SoapGirls. And you were literally sat in the corridor, like no bullshit. You were sat in the corridor, not very glamorous at all, and you were putting on everything, you know, all your makeup and everything. And
I think
I was like, all right, you know, good luck and everything. And you were like, all right, cheers, man.
I think I remember, and there was someone by the door with like a little box of money or something.
No, I remember. It was, I don't know.
Wasn't there a guy sitting by the door?
What, on the way in?
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that. But he shouldn't have been taking money on the way in because we bought tickets.
No, then it wasn't. Dude, you mixing it up with the Green Dolphin or something. Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Was this the place where there's stairs?
No.
Isn't there stairs to go up?
Yeah, it was downstairs in the basement. Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay, I remember the
band.
And the guy from Penny Blood had a pink guitar.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I think I saw Penny Blood. The other one was the Credentials. I didn't see them, but I saw Penny Blood.
One of them had a pink guitar
with the masks. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. The only thing that made me laugh there was that, like at every venue, you always get a drink, and then the barman was like, "You gotta pay for it." I was like, "What, bitch?" I think it was for water. I was like, "Damn, son, that's bad." Yeah. Sorry, but like, and when you're in Europe as well, and then you're just like, you want us to pay for the water, okay? It's weird.
You were chomping at the bit to tour again, obviously. Where would you like to play that you haven't been to yet?
Japan. Yeah, we were actually meant to go there right at the start of COVID and all that. We had plans, and then
for a tour there, but then everything got.
But Japan and America. When I say America, obviously it's a really big place, but maybe East Coast and the West Coast, Texas, wherever. We just can't wait.
Everywhere.
We can't wait to get on the road. I mean, even through the pandemic, we've made loads of new amazing fans from all around the world, and we know that like we've got to go and do shows where they stay. It's going to be really cool.
Your French shows are probably extra fun for you. Do you sing in French when you go there?
Sometimes we have 2 songs that are like translated, but we find that sometimes if you're in France, people actually like, as much as we will speak French when we're on stage.
Yeah, when we're on stage and interacting with people, then we speak French. But then
like people kind of like English. Otherwise they're like,
where's the English song?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. We do enjoy singing in French though.
But it's so funny. We were speaking about this.
No. What? Not the thing that happened with the bad word.
No, not the thing with the bad word. No. Okay. No. In France, like sometimes, like something crazy will happen on stage.
Like the one support band we had, the 2 guys, they weren't very nice, or actually assholes. They were trying to derail our show.
Yeah.
So the one guy started like
having sex with the other guy on stage, and they were just naked on stage, And then
we didn't mind, but it was just more like they were just trying to
the audience are hilarious. So like
people, it's art,
someone,
it's art.
Yeah, someone can die on stage and be like, oh, this is life, you know. It is living art on the stage. It happens.
Yeah, we're just laughing. We're like, okay. But then the one band, and our drummer at the time didn't know that the guy was going to be butt naked
while he played on stage. So his sweaty balls were on his drum stool.
Yeah, he asked to borrow the drum stool, and when our drummer saw that,
he was like, "What the fuck?"
His eyes dropped. He was like, "Oh no, mate, no,
come on."
This podcast likes
This
podcast likes to celebrate authors and reading. You're big book fans. What are you reading at the moment, and what's your favorite book of all time?
Oh, okay, that's a tricky one. Again, we love all kinds of books.
Go on, tell them what you're reading.
Shut up.
Pretty Little Liars.
No,
I'm only joking.
No. At the moment, I'm rereading a book, Geisha by Arthur Golden. I really like that book.
Memoirs of
my
a
favorite
Geisha.
books, and then my favorite book. I love it. Yeah. My favorite book of all time is The Secret Garden.
Oh, yeah. I know.
It's a kid's book, but I fucking love it.
So,
Frances J. Hodgson or something.
Frances Hodgson Burnett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's her name. And she did the book Little Princess.
What's your books? What are you reading, Miss Intellectual?
Oh, okay, let me tell you now what I'm reading. What I'm reading is Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Really?
No, fuck no. Sorry, no. I think that's a good book. I've never read it. But right now...
Oh, Nancy Friday is, yeah.
Do you know how to read?
Just the last book that I read was Northern Lights. I think that's by Philip Pullman.
Yeah.
I really like that book, but my favorite book of all time would either be I really like The Secret Garden too. Or,
don't you copy
shut
me.
up.
I'm just saying.
No, or I used to love the book Pollyanna as a kid. I can't remember who wrote that book though. And also the book Water Babies. And
I don't like that book.
I love that story. And then I like Terry Pratchett's Storm Chaser because it's so fucked up. And it's crazy that he like thought that whole world up in his head.
Oh, one thing I'm a huge crazy like obsessed fan about is Harry Potter, and I love Lord of the Rings too, like mad about it. But Harry Potter, like, you know, when you do those quizzes to find out how much you know, it tells me get a life.
But I think it's just, I think books are so amazing in that you literally get transported.
Yeah.
And your whole mind, you're watching a movie, but with words, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah, well done. What's the future touring plan looking right now, realistically? When can you see the SoapGirls in the UK?
Okay, it's looking bright and sparkly so far. We've already started booking the European leg of the tour from
March.
No, we'll get out on tour probably the end of March, but it's from April. We have our first shows, and then I think we're going to be in the UK. Oh fuck, we need to ask Sam. She's working all that out.
But see, it's
by June.
It's quite tricky now with like Brexit and everything, because so we have French passports and South African passports.
Yeah.
So for us to get into the UK now, because before with the French passport it was fine, but now I don't know if it's different. And even if you want to bring in musical equipment or your merchandise from England to France and France to England, it's a bit of a ordeal.
Uncertain, it's weird.
Yeah.
We don't actually know what's happening, but
we don't want to get vaccinated.
Well, speak for yourself, you anti-vaxxing bitch. I'm just joking. Sorry about that.
No, but
and speak for yourself. I don't know. I'm gonna have no lynch mob.
No, well, I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. So, but I don't know if that's gonna make it impossible to travel, or
bitch, we're gonna have to take.
It's gonna be impossible to travel unless you get vaccinated.
Yeah, we reckon we're probably gonna have to go and get like.
But see, I fucking hate that. It's like, people are like, oh, you're free though, it's your choice, but not really.
Not really, but still at the end
it's
of
like,
the day,
yeah, you have to take this, otherwise you can't do this and all this other stuff. But I mean, stay home, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when I was in school, I'm a lot older than you guys. We were told when we were very young, it was in the 90s, they were like, you know, oh, you have to get this jab. And it was for measles, mumps, rubella. And you have to get this jab, and everyone had to kind of line up, and we all had to kind of like take our tops off, which I didn't like at the time. Yeah, there was a lot of things that we didn't like to do, but they were like, you know, it was a different time. There was like, you know, you have to get this done because this is dangerous, and you need to get jabbed, and that's why we all kind of, we just took it, you know, because we're you know, that's what they said that we had to do, and we took it in the arm. And yeah, we went on about our day, and nothing happened, and yeah, that was it. So I think that's a very, very similar thing. But if you don't get inoculated or whatever, you're not going to go very far.
I agree, but I don't think people can compare, like, see, all those jabs and the jabs against those viruses or strains or whatever that is. I agree with that, because those vaccines have been around and tested for years, but this is brand new, so it's like, I don't know, it's not the same thing.
And also the fact that it wears off after how many months?
Where does it end?
I mean, I've got the antibodies because I've had COVID already, so I don't know why I would need then to inject myself with it to get the antibodies that I already have. That's the only thing that I'm gonna say. But
like, no, I agree with vaccines and
ARVs, things like that. All the like modern medicine is fucking amazing, but
it's been around for a long time.
It needs to be tested.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd rather just see long term.
Yeah.
You know, none of us like this shit, but you know, sometimes we have to go through it, and you know.
I'm terrified of needles, though, so I'm gonna have to like psych myself out because I'm like, I can't deal with it.
No, but it's not even just like,
I hate that.
For me, it's not about being scared of needles or anything. It's just like needles. What's gonna happen, because this is usually what happens when people are like, oh, 5 years down the line, it's like, oh, all these people are developing some fucking cell mutation or whatever from, it's like, oh, by the way, it's because of this, but I mean, you signed away your rights because this is what had to be done at the time, so we're sorry that you fucked up now, but hey, at least no one's got COVID.
Yeah, okay, well, before we go down any sort of rabbit hole, would you take us out with a song?
Say again?
So before we go down any sort of COVID rabbit hole, would you take us out with a song?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Can I just quickly get the charger for this thing, because it's gonna die?
Okay. So do you like? So what? Can we choose any song?
Well, no, it's entirely up to you, of course. But I would love to hear. I have a list. Sorry.
Oh, did you want us to play a song?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll choose a song.
I would love to hear Heart in Blue.
Give me 2 seconds.
Sorry?
Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just getting the charger.
She's just getting the charger for the laptop. Oh my God, I didn't know we were going to sing. I'm so glad that I'm not throwing up. Like, I don't know how I had, oh.
I did mention it to Sam, if we could, if you'd love to take us out with a song. There's a couple I had in mind. I would love to hear Heart in Bloom, because I love that song and the video and everything. But others, Hard to Dance, Let Go, C'est La Vie, Sugar Gets You High. You can play any of them. It's entirely up to you. Play whatever you want. It's
sweet. Thank you.
So I'd love to do that.
Okay, sweet. Okay, as soon as my sister gets back with the chat, we won't plug in and play.
Okay. In the
yeah,
meantime,
like again, the one thing also. No, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, you know, how are you feeling with the new album now you've pretty much finished recording it?
We're very excited. We have another maybe 4 or maybe another 6 more because we want to write more tracks that we are going to. So we are very, very excited that we went back to the studio last week and this week or yesterday. We just went through all the songs that we'd recorded and then we changed things up or re-recorded some of the stuff, and we're very happy, like very, very, very happy. We always get excited. Like it's just interesting to see, like, you know, over time, like how you progress and everything. And it's the one way to tell. Oh, I'm just plugging this in. Oh, girl, where is this thing? I don't know where the hell. It's on the side. Oh shit. Okay, hold up.
Can you get this? Yeah.
What? Oh, okay. Je porte pas les culottes. Yeah, okay. I'm not wearing underwear, so I don't want to get up. Sorry. It will be very awkward. So we have a choice. Sugar Gets You High, Hard and Bloom, Let Go, Hard. Did you say Hard to Dance?
Hard to Dance.
C'est la vie.
Which one do you do?
Entirely up
Hard
to
and
you.
Bloom or Sugar Gets You High? Which one? Wait, which one you say?
It's entirely up to you. Hard to Dance, Let Go, Heart and Bloom, C'est la vie, Sugar Gets You High.
I'll say Hard and Bloom.
Okay.
It's getting hot. Okay.
Est-ce que tu vas jouer sur le basse?
Yeah, I'm gonna play
Go
on
get
this
up.
as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tune up too.
from Cape Town, South Africa, the SoapGirls.
She's just tuning
yeah,
up.
just tuning up. Sorry.
She's just tuning up.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
Okay,
Let's
1,
go.
2, 3.
Oceans fill up the spaces keeping you from me. Sunny, grass staring up the leaves and words stick to the air. Carried away by the tide and you stroke my hair. Faces become blurry, yours remains the same. Time taken forever, counting down the days. You'll be here soon. I'll be waving at the moon, keeping my heart in bloom. I'll be waving at you, waving at you. Through the time and distance, you will never change. In my sleep sometimes I still whisper your name. If I close my eyes, I can see. If I feel what I want, I have what I need. You will never stay, I will always go. I count the stars to stop feeling low. You'll be here soon. I'll be waving at the moon, keeping
waving at you, waving at you. Hey.
Thank you, the Soap Girls.
Sincerely, like fucking on it.
And
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Sam for setting this
Thank
up,
you.
and thank you for all of your time.
Yeah, well, thank
I
you.
can't stop that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Can I just reiterate one thing? Like, yeah, you were joking earlier.
What?
When she said that I'm an anti-vaxxer, whatever.
No, I was taking the piss. That's not.
I'm not anti-vaccines
no.
or anything. Yeah, have a choice.
For me, the thing is this: I'd rather be like, how can I explain this? I love freedom, and again, we would be hypocrites if we were to tell people that we're for freedom and then we judge or we don't approve of someone else's thing. It doesn't matter what someone else does. I think as long as you harm no one else, you have like all your rights and freedoms. And I love when we meet and talk to people that have a completely different mindset.
Like, your thing is so cool. Like, you just
you're open. I mean, for goodness sake, so many people get divided up about like religion, about like differences of opinions. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the world's a crazy, beautiful place. You just need to keep your eyes open to it.
Yeah, no, I think it's great to have an opinion, but it's more important to keep your eyes and ears open.
Very true.
And hear about. I mean, I watch kind of left wing and right wing kind of like stuff, and I form my own opinion now. And the most important thing is having your own opinion.
Exactly.
But even the fact that you'll listen to both sides that's important.
Everything. And too many people unwilling. I think the problem with a lot of things that go wrong in the world is people misinterpret their freedom. Just having the right to do or say things, use it, but also just
listen to what other people are saying.
Bear in mind that then that freedom goes like all ways.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely very important.
But yeah, we will.
No, it's very important to kind of like form your own opinion, and a lot of stupid people are going online and researching themselves facts and everything, and it's not working, and not enough people are getting kind of like to get the help that they need.
No, exactly.
And I guess like when you research stuff, you'll find what you want to see.
You see what you want to see because that's what your brain is tuned to. Honestly,
that's what you're looking for.
You get two kinds of people. So you'll get someone who will be able to look at
objectively, or
they'll look at someone like maybe that's topless at a party with glitter on their boobs, like having a good time, and they'll just think, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. And then you'll get other people, oh my god. But that's just subjective. You see what you want to see. You can demonize people all you want for being different to yourself, but that's more about you than on them, and that's what people should remember.
Could you tell us where we can get your music and your CDs and everything? Because I got mine on Bandcamp. I got mine on Bandcamp, which is great. And
thank you.
That's a great place for people like me who it's harder to get CDs from you. Where else can we get what you want to promote?
So basically,
if you go onto www.thesoapgirls.com, then you get links to like all our social media, even if you want to subscribe to that.
And also our Spotify, you can stream on there. Our albums,
our Spotify albums. Then we've also got music on CD Baby, Deezer, but I would say Bandcamp and Spotify are probably the best.
Yeah. And also, if you go onto our social media links, there's links to our merch page. If you want a physical CD, you can order one online.
Yeah, and there's YouTube as well for everything.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Said it.
Naomi and Camille, thank you very much. Thank
you.
An absolute joy. So, yeah, we'll leave it
hope to see you again.
Yeah, we hope to see you again. We can't fucking wait. We love the UK. And seriously, like, just for this, Sam in the back, she's busy telling us, you got the next interview.
We'll see you soon, mate.
Is it? Yeah.
You're recording.
Hello.
Hi, Sam.
It's Sam in the back.
Hey, hello. How are you? I wanted to say, of course, I remember you.
Say what?
Yeah, of course I remember you. You said
she remembers you.
Of course I remember you. You said on the email that you were surprised that I would have remembered you, but don't be surprised. We are very aware of everyone, you know, when we're in a room or people that we meet. So it's just always been like that.
Can I say one weird thing? Sorry to say this. Has anyone ever told you look like Bruce Willis?
No, I get adamant.
There's something. I don't know. There's something about your face the whole time. Okay. Do you also see it? I see it. There's something like the whole time. I was like, the fuck's face?
Camille, if you think I look like Bruce Willis, I'm happy with that. Yeah. We can go on with our relationship.
You look better
with you thinking I look like Bruce Willis. That's fine.
Yeah, you look better, but there's some like resemblance. I don't know. The whole time I was like, I know your face. There's someone it's reminding me of. Oh.
All right. So
you're gonna have to run. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so fucking much. Like seriously.
Peace and love.
Thank you. And bye. Thank you so fucking much. And all I love. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.